welcome to part 2 of the Finding Your Purpose video. If you haven't already seen part 1, go ahead and watch that. I'll link to it in the description box below, and I'll either put like a card up or I will link to it at the very end of this video and like the little boxes you can click at the end. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the healing activation for you to help you really start to get centered and ground and start identifying what your personal purpose or goal or dream is, and just realign with that and like reconnect with that aspect of yourself so that you can really live a very happy and fulfilled life. And if you want to know how those two things relate together, then again, watch the part 1 of this video. So yeah, just one more thing is that, like I've mentioned before, whenever we do these healings and activations, all you have to do is sit back and listen. You can close your eyes, you can watch a video, whatever really feels best for you. And it doesn't really matter if the words make sense to you or not. Either way, they are going to be designed for you, for this audience, and they're gonna affect you at a vibrational level and really help align you with being able to find that purpose. And so yeah, it doesn't really matter if you get the words, if they really feel like they resonate. They're there to resonate with you at a vibrational level, so they hit you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all levels of you. So they're going to activate you regardless. And of course, if you sign up to work with me one-on-one, then the activation and healing will be specific to you, your energy field, and your higher self. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Relax and let your own purpose, let your own dreams, your own goals naturally rise up within you. Finding your purpose is not something you need to go out and do. It's not actually something that you need to go out and search for, because it's something that's already within you. And so really it's not about going out and finding your purpose. It is about letting go, releasing, relaxing, settling in, enjoying, tuning into yourself, feeling good and feeling wonderful. And as you do that, as you let go of the stresses, as you let go of the blocks, as you let go of the things of your day and what's going on, what will naturally happen is your purpose, your dreams, your goals, these things that are already you, they're already a part of you. They're not outside of you. You don't need to find them. They're already there within you. They will naturally start to rise to the surface because they are now free to do so. There is room for them to do so. There is space for them to do so. And so there's nothing you have to do to find your purpose. There's nowhere you have to go, nothing you have to try to be. All you have to do is sit, listen, relax, spend time with yourself, meditate, enjoy the moment, and really just not try. And the moment you just let go, the moment you just relax, you will get the impulses, you will get the inspiration, you will get this desire to go after something. You might not know why. You'll just be like, I want to go do this right now. Let's go do this right now. And nothing will really be able to keep you from going to do that activity. And there's no procrastination in that moment. You just want to go and do and achieve. And you still may not know like every single step, but it starts becoming clearer and clearer, and you know exactly what you need to do in that moment, where you want to go, and you're excited about it. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like excitement. It feels like exhilaration. It can also feel very calming. There can also be some nervousness because it's something that truly matters, that really resonates, that really fuels your fire. It can feel like a variety of things, but it doesn't feel like work. It never feels like work. And maybe those things that you're drawn to, you procrastinate on them at other times. But in the moment that you were supposed to do it, in the moment that you really should be going after it, there will be no procrastination. You will naturally understand a universal timing. You will understand the flow of how everything works, because when you are in line with your purpose, that doesn't mean you have to be working on it 24/7. It doesn't mean you have to be working on it by some deadline. Your purpose is something that is so internal, so natural, so unique. It's like fishes that have those, like they're able to sense the direction of the current or when something has changed. It's just natural, and you naturally also shift with the flow of everything around you. So don't be upset if there's something you want to do, or you know something is your purpose but you don't feel motivated to do it. Just relax, just let go, just feel good, and spend time with yourself. And the moment you need to be doing it, at the most opportune time for you and everybody else involved, there will be no procrastination, there won't be hesitation, there may be some nervousness because again it means a lot to you, it's important, but you'll go. You'll do it, you will achieve it, you'll act. You are already starting to feel grounded, centered, solid, more confident in yourself. There is a weight in you that wasn't there before. And it's not this heavy, groggy kind of weight. It's light, but it feels solid. It feels grounded. It feels stable. It feels of this world. And it feels good. You feel centered. Heart is starting to open up. Your energy field is starting to open up. And when that happens, you don't judge your purpose. You don't question it. You don't put it down. You don't think it's not good enough. You don't think it's not big enough. You don't feel embarrassed by it. Because sometimes our true dreams, which is our purpose, can make us feel a little bit shy about it, make us want to keep it a secret because it is so close to our hearts, and that's okay. But now that your fields are opening up, you're not going to judge your purpose when it starts to show itself to you. You will acknowledge it. You will realize it. The judgment is now being released. It's being let go. Your fields are being opened up. Your heart is being accepting of whatever is ready to come to you, to show itself to you as your purpose. And that's really all that you need to focus on right now, is opening yourself up and relaxing and just enjoying and releasing and letting go and opening yourself up and opening your heart to your purpose and loving it no matter what comes through, because it is what will give you that most complete and fulfilled life. It is truly what you want to achieve, even if like a moment ago when we weren't doing this and you were more of a judgmental mode of what your purpose should be, you would have thought like, oh, it's not good enough. Like now that you're opening up, you are allowing whatever needs to come through, and you will be able to accept it as it is and continue on your journey that is going to lead you to your utmost fulfillment. Your purpose is a beautiful thing, and it's important not to fear it because it is just such an important aspect of who you are. Your purpose is you. And so that's why sometimes it can be a little bit frightening, because you're really starting to tune into who you truly are. And a lot of times we're distanced from that because there's so much going on around us that we've forgotten to really pay attention to what's important to us. And we're often told what should be important to us, what really equates to success, what you should want, when that's not necessarily true. And so it can be frightening because we're just so out of tune with what our true purpose is, because we've been getting advice from everybody around us. And that's okay, because that's just how we grow up. You know, we have parents and we have teachers and we have friends, and they all have an opinion to share, just as you have an opinion to share with them on what you think from your perspective. So that's all fine, but now you're really coming into who you are, and you're really starting to see your true self. And your true self is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, and it is a beautiful, beautiful gem that is ready to shine, ready to glow, ready to be all that it can be, and just like mesmerize. And it's wanting to come forth, it's ready to come forth, and this is helping it come forth, and it is coming forth. And embrace it and love it, because the moment that you do, you will feel so whole and so good and so complete and just so in tune, and you will live a life of this certainty that you haven't known before, because now you're so in tune with who you are. You know your heart's mission, you know your soul's mission, you know your being's mission. You really know yourself. You're so in tune with just this part of you, this very grounded part of you, that it's like all these external influences, they're important, but you're just so tuned to you, that you go through life with a different kind of confidence, a different kind of certainty that you didn't have before. There's a lot less questioning of who you are and what you should do and what you want and what direction you should go in, because you're so resonant. You're just so resonant and so radiant and just so in your power that you just have this internal knowing and you have this internal goal that just carries you through and just lights you up. This is one of the most wonderful, most pleasing, and most fulfilling parts of the life journey, is really connecting with who you are and who you want to be, who you want to become, the kind of life you want to have, and just loving yourself so much, loving yourself enough to open yourself to it and to really accept it and enjoy it and go on a new journey, a journey where you follow your heart, where you follow what really feels right and good to you. And that's just a whole new way of living. Again, because we grow up in this world where we're listening to other people before we listen to ourselves. And that's really important because you need to listen to your parent telling you not to touch the stove when it's hot or not to run across the street. You need that kind of influence. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that as long as we end up finding ourselves, and we can do that at any point. And now you're finding yourself again, and living from that is just it's just so like wonderful and beautiful and powerful, and just it's a whole new way of living. It's just a whole new journey, a whole new way of seeing the world, and that view of the world is just so pleasing. Like everything just you can take on anything. You know you're going to be successful. You know you're going to be happy no matter what happens around you. You know that everything is temporary, and that includes anything that disappoints you. It's just a temporary phase. And as long as you have yourself and you cater to yourself and your purpose and your heart, you have so much to give. And not only to others, but you have so much to give to yourself, and you're just so whole, and that just makes you a wonderful like being to be around with, somebody who feels whole and happy and just so centered and can just be that light that lights up other people around them and inspires them to do the same. Following your purpose, tuning into your purpose and living from your purpose is an absolutely wonderful way to live, and is the way that will give you the most happiness in life. That doesn't mean that it's necessarily easy, because when we really tune into ourselves, we open ourselves up to our own vulnerabilities. It's like when you enter into a new relationship, and it allows you to see in yourself some of how you think about yourself, and you realize, you start becoming vulnerable, and you realize where those vulnerabilities lie. And when you're by yourself, you don't really realize that because it's just you. So when you tune into your purpose, it's like that, because you're reuniting with another aspect of yourself. And so it allows you to see areas where there is some vulnerability. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing, because it allows you to really embrace that and love that and shine light on it and just enjoy it. And in that, become whole with it. And I don't want to say overcome it, because it's a very, very gentle, beautiful process. And so it's not an easy journey. It is the most fulfilling journey, because when you really follow what your true heart, inner self desires, that is the path that will give you the most growth, the most happiness, and the most development. And development is very key, because development also fosters more happiness. It pushes you to new levels, allows you to see the best version of yourself as you accomplish more and more. But through that development, it starts with a vulnerability. And so just keep that in mind, that there all are vulnerabilities, but it is something to really truly love and embrace, because it will really be worth it. Like the amount of happiness that you will get from dealing with those vulnerabilities and really just like loving them, embracing them, will just like please you leaps and bounds as you overcome them. Like you will just grow on just all these levels. In the Consumer Society video that I did, I talked about how it's really important to, before you go out and buy something or pay attention to an advertisement, understand, like, do you just want it because you think it's going to fill a void? Do you just want it because you're supposed to want it? Or do you actually really want it because you feel grounded and it would just enhance your happiness? If you can do that latter, where you really want it internally, that desire for it comes from such a deep level of your being, like the core of your being. And when it comes from that deep level, you know, not like a surface level, like if we're thinking about an onion, not just like the skin layer, when it comes from that deep of a level, the joy the love of it, the energy of it is just so deep as well that you can't get growth like that anywhere else. You can't get growth like that. Like, you can listen to somebody and have them tell you, give you an A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plan on what exactly you should do in order to be successful. And if that doesn't really resonate with you, but it resonates with you on a mental level, yeah, that sounds really great and you can go out and accomplish it. But it will only give you a surface level enjoyment, and it will give you growth, but not to the depth of following your purpose. So the other aspect of vulnerability when it comes to following your purpose is that there isn't always a step-by-step plan on how to do it. There's a lot of having to trust yourself, having to know yourself, having to accept yourself and love yourself. And that's why you will just grow beyond any other way that you could ever have grown otherwise. You've been on a journey and it's about to get that much better. You're on to beautiful, wonderful things. And with that, I will go ahead and end this healing activation. You can listen to this as many times as it feels right. And the results should kick in really soon. Like within a week, you should start seeing shifts. You'll probably get inspirations on books to read or shows to watch, or somebody will say something that resonates with you and you'll be kind of curious about it and want to look it up. Or you may really start getting ideas that just start coming to you. You will start getting like impulses on wanting to go to events that maybe you weren't as keen on before. You'll meet people there that like will really just inspire you internally, and all of that is part of getting you to finding your purpose. So yeah, watch this as many times as you want, and we are going to talk about this topic again, and we will do more healings on that again. So we'll just keep it going, and yeah, I'm really excited to hear how this helped you and the results that you're experiencing from it. So be sure to share that with me. And yeah, this concludes this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.